Back on the Sportsman Zone, talking football now. Group B took centre stage in the Gold Cup on Thursday. Mexico became the first team to qualify for the quarterfinals following a 3-1 win over Haiti in a highly competitive contest. In the other Group B game, Honduras and Qatar both ended with 10 players in a fierce 1-1 draw. Here's a look at the Group B standings. Mexico at the top, 6 points from their 2 games. Haiti on 3 points, having beaten Qatar in their opener, and Qatar and Honduras on a point each. Yeah, Lance Whitaker, 2 good games last night, especially that Mexico versus Haiti game.
Yeah.
Mexico winning that game by 3-1, but I think Haiti might have left feeling a little disappointed because it was a game I thought they were very much in. They went into the halftime break at 0-0. Mexico took the lead at the start of the second half, and then an own goal, I think, really just changed things when Mexico were able to go 2 goals up. But even then, Haiti still able to fight and pulled one back. And amazingly for me, Lance, that goal Haiti scored against Mexico last night, their first goal against them since 1981.
Well, Mexico, from a Caribbean perspective, Haiti has a rich history in football. Remember, they qualified for the 1974 World Cup long before Jamaica and or Trinidad and Tobago experienced, the heights of World Cup finals football. And they were competitive for long periods in the game last night against the Mexico team, which we both agreed earlier on this week is probably the best playing team in the Gold Cup at the moment. Hence, many people have them as the favourites to win the tournament. So disappointment for Haiti. I take your point that given the output that we saw from them last night, a 3-1 loss may have been hugely disappointing for them. If they had lost by 1 goal, they may have felt a little bit more as if the result more favoured what they put into the game. But Mexico looking strong. Yeah,
they definitely are looking strong, and it was a really good game. And again, Mexico will be delighted with the fact that they are scoring goals and they are creating chances as well. So there is one aspect, because part of the thinking is that in a football match you are not going to score every chance, and so intent is important, where you are getting yourself into positions to score, and if you do that enough, then you will score enough goals to go on and win matches. And the Mexicans are creating a lot of chances after the first 2 matches in the tournament, and I think they will be extremely happy with that. And it will go a long way to appease the Mexican fans, especially after the disappointing Nations League campaign and a disappointing semi-final loss to the United States of America, that they are now playing attractive football again and scoring goals. And as you rightly pointed out, they are the favourites to go on and win. And that Honduras-Qatar game, a contentious encounter, a fierce encounter, both teams ending with 10, a scuffle at the final whistle, Honduras equalising with really seconds to go in that encounter. Qatar led for a long time in that game, and they, more than anyone else, would be massively disappointed that they didn't walk away from that game with 3 points. They led against Haiti as well and lost 2-1, and conceded, I think, a 98th minute goal against Haiti and a very late goal again in the final seconds of stoppage time against Honduras. Must be massively disappointing for the visitors, the guest team.
Yeah, because it was a critical result for them, because at the moment both were looking for a result there, because as it stands now, Mexico and Haiti are still top 2 and positioned to move on to the knockout stage. So both Qatar and Honduras needed a win last night to position themselves a little better to get into the quarterfinal phase.
Yeah, let's talk about now the English-speaking Caribbean teams who are in Group A. Group A concludes on Sunday. Jamaica taking on St. Kitts and Nevis, and the United States of America facing Trinidad and Tobago. Well, both Jamaica and the USA will be looking to not only qualify for the quarterfinals, but also to top the group to avoid a difficult half of the bracket. Let's have a look at the bracket to see how things are shaping up in this Gold Cup. So the winners of Group D That's the group with Canada. The winners of that group will play the runners-up in Group A, and that's the group with USA, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago, all still having a shot at making the quarterfinals of this tournament. Then you have the winners of Group B to take on the runners-up in Group C, winners of Group A to take on the runners-up in Group D, and winners of Group C to take on the runners-up in Group B. But what I want us to focus on is where Mexico, because they're expected to top Group B. I didn't want that graphic taken down just yet. I wanted to just make a point in terms of where Mexico will fall, because they are likely to finish top of Group B, and you want to avoid them on your half of the draw. So they will be in the top half, and so as the Group A team, you really want to top that group, because then you end up in the bottom half, where you first play the runners-up in Group D, and then the winner of that match between the Group C winners and Group C with Panama, Martinique, El Salvador, and so on. I think you will fancy your chances a lot more being in the lower half and getting all the way to the final than having to face that Mexican team who will end up in the top half. So important that the USA, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago will all be looking to top that group. Group C will be the focus later on Friday, by the way. Let's have a look at those games. Martinique taking on Panama, El Salvador taking on Costa Rica. Panama leading that group ahead of Martinique. They both have 4 points. And El Salvador,
top of the table clash there,
and Costa Rica with some work to do in this group.
Looking ahead to the Sunday matches, Ricardo, and the point you were making just now about the Group A top team having an easier draw because they would end up in the bottom half of the draw if they win Group A, which at the moment looks like it to be either the USA or Jamaica. To avoid a clash, a possible quarterfinal clash with the Mexicans, or whether a quarterfinal or semi-final, it would be in that top half of the draw. No one wants to play Mexico. So based on what we've seen in the Group A so far, a lot of the anticipation is that Jamaica should beat St. Kitts and Nevis handsomely, and given the troubles of Trinidad and Tobago, the expectation is that the USA may have a handsome win over them as well. So I think both Jamaica and the USA will be eyeing big victories to improve their goal differences so that they can top the group. But Sunday's football is expected to be very important for all the teams involved.
Yeah, very much the case. If you look at it now, the United States of America with a +6 goal difference, Jamaica with a +3. You would think, though, that the Reggae Boys play the weakest team in the group. That's St. Kitts and Nevis. As I pointed out yesterday, I thought that St. Kitts and Nevis did well to only concede 6 against the USA, because it could have been so much more. Jamaica probably thinking to themselves right now, they missed an opportunity to score a few more against Trinidad and Tobago, because they had the opportunities in that match, and that 4-1 victory could easily have been a 6-1 victory, and so they would be slightly disappointed, but they know what's before them, they know what they have to get done, and they will be looking to deliver against St. Kitts and Nevis. Having said all of that, Trinidad and Tobago, if they can create the massive upset, and
which is not beyond them. They've done well against the USA in the past. It's just that their current game doesn't suggest that they would trouble the USA. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. But if they did create the miracle, and I'm not going to say beat the United States of America, but deny the United States of America 3 points, then that puts Jamaica in the perfect position to then go on and top the group. But so much to play for at the CONCACAF Gold Cup. And to be honest, the matches have been really good to watch so far. And I get the impression that they will only get better from this point on. We take a break on the Sportsmax Zone. Remember, we have the nominations for the Sportsmax Class Moment and a lot more to deal with in our interactive segment to close out this week.